Funny thing is, it's actually really simple to change our relationships with other people, including romantic partners or potential romantic partners. Yet we don't do it. We resist the obvious solution, the solution that's always there and that we can always work with. And that solution is not the other person. That solution is us. If we work on changing ourselves, our self-concept we have of ourselves, then the people in our life will change how they react to us. If you want to fix your relationships, there's probably no faster way. There's certainly no way that I know of that's more fulfilling and sustainable than to simply start working on yourself to become that more loving, kind, compassionate person, to become a better listener, to become a better listener not only to other people, but to become a better listener to yourself. To listen more to the feelings that come up, whether they be fear or shame or vulnerability. To listen to those feelings and not to judge them as harshly. To be more loving not only to other people, but to be more loving to yourself in that way. If you change your relationship with yourself in this way, inevitably it affects all facets of your life, including, of course, your relationships. But instead, I talk to clients or I talk to people, family members or people I know from various social circles, and they're talking all the time about changing another person. They're not talking as much about changing themselves and seeing the other person change because they're behaving differently towards themselves. If I'm acting nicer towards myself and acting in a way where I have the standard where, because I'm acting nicely towards myself, I'm also going to be acting nicely and kindly to other people more of the time, and that I expect to act that way towards other people, and in turn I expect to be treated in a respectful manner. If I hold that standard and hold myself accountable to that, if my concept and standard of myself is higher and more elevated than perhaps it used to be, where I didn't do that as much and I frowned at myself and didn't hold myself to such standards, well, guess what? Not only am I going to hold myself to those standards, but other people are going to start to have to hold me to the standards too. It's not magic. It's just when you no longer treat yourself like a doormat, other people aren't going to treat you like a doormat either. Because you know what happens when they do? You leave or you say something. See, when you change how you view yourself, it also changes how other people view you. And it's, again, not that difficult to do. It's something we can always work on. But instead, it's like, oh, I want this person to be this way. Why aren't they nicer? Why don't they express how they're feeling more? Why aren't they more considerate? Well, why don't you be more considerate towards yourself and actually ask them genuinely why they're that way? Why don't you do that? Instead of bitching and moaning about what they're doing, why don't you genuinely ask them why they behave that way and wait and hear what they say? Because they might have a very good reason for why they're treating you the way they did. That's being a better listener too. There's so many ways we can be a better listener. But the way to be a better listener is a decision in large part that we make. We say, listen, instead of looking to change everybody out there, I'm going to work on changing myself, elevating my standards, be a kind, generous, loving person. And by focusing on that, I'm going to see what happens. And if I do that, not just for a couple days or a couple weeks, but do that for a couple months, after a couple months, you'll start seeing differences in your life. But the biggest difference will be how you start feeling towards yourself. And that's what I'm interested in sharing with you on this channel. If you change your concept of yourself, everything in your life shifts too. And that is how to heal the wounded relationship you might have with yourself and also with others, whether it's family members, partners, friends, people at work, people in your community. All you have to do is want to do it and be genuine with yourself, be honest with yourself. If you're honest with yourself and want to go deep with yourself in regards to this, you will start getting answers and solutions that you want. And that's really, really good news.